I've just had a bollocking. I was trying to help Paul in one of my videos by stripping the shoe down, and I've got a bollocking for it. Why? Just why? Right, what I was doing a video was to show putting the knife in and just cutting the stitches out. And then, because that's how they used to do it.
Council fill a pothole in.
No.
Take the road up to make it so you're doing it right.
Right. Good news is, I only did it to one of them. That we do it now, we grind it off. You don't want me to ever put the knife in again. And
I want you to do me a favour. Don't do me any more favours.
I can't believe it. I'm trying to help you. So now you've got to unpick all the stitches on that one, yeah?
You've got to take them all
right,
out.
Right. So that is because in days gone by, when we would just cut round them, we probably
getting re-welted at the factory, wouldn't
No, they weren't getting re-welted. They were just getting stitched, but they weren't taking the stitches out. Nobody did back in the day. Nobody did years ago. We didn't take stitches out. We didn't arse about like that. We just cut round them.
That's why there's piles of shoes everywhere, because we do it right.
I know, but I was just showing you. I knew the stitches were coming out.
Don't show me anymore.
Can you just pause it a second?
Yeah, I'll pause it, all right. Pause, Paulie. Can you just pause it a minute? I did. I paused it a minute for another bollocking. This time because I might rob up, because we're going to do a video, and he's just given me a bollocking as well. I can't believe it. It's about time I quit, I think, and just all I'm trying to do is help and just anyway. What we're going to do now is have a look at some shoes. Customer came in with some other shoes. Lovely chap. He's got these boots here, and he said he'd got some sort of stain or something on them. That was right, Paul, wasn't it? A stain on them.
Yeah, he tried cleaning it off himself, but it's gone beat off.
He's still talking to me. That's a good sign. Anyway, he put some Renomat on it, and all the Renomat's done is taken the colour out. This is a waxy leather, and okay, so he just asked, what can Rob do with them, or can Rob do anything, or would he like to, or would he just like to give some advice? So, right, what do you think, Rob? What's your thoughts?
Well, I've got that medium brown cream. That might work. That's same colour as mine.
Oh yeah. And this is a waxy finish, yeah?
Like the same sort of leather, isn't it? Waxy.
But yours just looks so much nicer than these here.
Well, I've just done them. I've walked a fair few miles, but I've just done them a couple of days ago.
So, for Christ's sake, don't turn them green or anything, because I'll be getting another rollicking.
Well, look at them, they're right nice.
I know they are.
How can we make them worse?
Well, that's a good point. Damn good point. No. Right, okay, so just...
Why are you having a go at the other one and make a match?
Trying to make a match is going to be the pain.
Well, there's not a lot you can do to them because they're waxy leather, aren't they? So there's only that oiled leather cream, but you probably need an oiled leather cream that's actually a colour.
Right.
So because not most of them are neutral.
So what are you going to do with those? Are you going to clean them with anything? Because there's some darkness in there and not in there.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to get that out, are you?
You don't? Right, okay.
Depends what the stain is, doesn't it? We need to find out what the stain is.
You wouldn't use saddle soap on them first?
I'll find something that's suitable for an oiled leather cream. We'll clean them, and then I'll put some of that brown cream on and see what they look like.
Lovely.
We'll do it because we're devoid of any videos. I'm going to do it.
I know. I've been slacking a little bit on the video, but you can see why now because it's so damn difficult to.
Well, we could do with knowing what the actual stain was, but you don't even know.
I don't know what the stain is. No. I'll be honest with you. I don't. Paul, you don't remember what he said it was on there, do you? No.
What about this?
Or did it? That's it. Just start picking products.
So look, stain remover for greasy stains. If it were a greasy stain, I might use this.
What is a stain, or what are you just trying to clean them up?
It might have just been trying to clean them up. Anyway, this has gone dull now, so we'll stop and we'll show you what they turn out like.
Gentle cleanser, which is suitable for oiled leathers. I've got a general cleaner, which is a stain remover. I've got an oiled leather cream in medium brown, which is what I use on my Lokes. And as you can see, there's not a lot of difference in the colour between these. So I could always use that one. I've got Renomat, which I'm not going to, because he's used it, I'm not going to use it. And then I've got the Medal d'Or oil leather cream in neutral. So what I think I'm going to do, I think first off, since I've got all the nice stuff, I'm going to give them a clean off with the gentle cleanser. It's not really a dedicated stain remover, it's just a gentle cleaner, but I have got some stains off Anne's Cheenies with that. So, and then I'll use this, which is the oil leather Neats for oil, and we'll see what they look like. And if it needs any colour put in it, I'll see what they look like at that point. And if I need any colour putting in, I'll use the brown, but this is the cheaper Butte de Cure one, so I'll use the best stuff first and see what it looks like. So I'll give them a clean up first. So just might as well just do both boots. Been roped into this, I might as well do the job properly. Apply some to a cloth, and then you just have to keep moving. I have already tested it on an area to make sure it's thing. But as the rag gets dirty, you have to keep moving around, moving the cloth around. So they now need to be left for 15 minutes. As you can see, one of them is quite a bit darker than the other one, so maybe that's the stains that you couldn't get out with the Renomat. After the 15 minutes with the gentle cleanser, there were still this. I could still see this. Well, you can still see now the splashes. So I've used. I've had to get them wet. That's why they're this colour. I've had to go with two things. Liquid Proof Labs Eco Cleaner. I've tried that. I've used half my bottle of Tobacco Universal Leather Cleaner. I've used it with water. It's water too. If you follow the instructions for stain removal. I've had to get them wet, so I don't know whether it's because of the oils in the leather. It's gone like the colour when your head gasket on your car goes. It's made it gone the milky colour. It might be an oil stain. I don't know, but you can still see. I can still see them splashes there. I've not been able to get them out, but we'll have to see what colour they are when we've finished. When they've, I have to leave these to dry now because I've got them. I didn't want to get them wet, but I've had to get them wet. I'll leave them to dry till tomorrow now, see what they come out like. But I have noticed one other thing as well, that these are very similar to my Lokes in the inside, all the insoles cracked. So I've left these to dry overnight. The one on the left is a lot darker than the other one. So I've put medium brown oil leather cream on this one, and I've used neutral on this one to try and balance them up. But as you can see, there's a bit of a colour difference, but I've only just applied this. So this product and the other one, the Medal Dior one, they are Neats for oil-based creams, so that will darken the leather upon immediate application. As you wear them, they'll get lighter, and maybe, you never know, they might balance themselves. But in a couple of, in say a month's time, I'd have a look. I'd wear them for a few weeks, see what colour they are, and I'd be inclined maybe to try the dark brown. This is medium brown. It's probably a bit light for what they are now if it stays this colour. But I'd probably wear them for a few weeks, see what colour they end up, and then decide which cream to buy. Well, this is all I've tried absolutely everything in me that I've got. So I've had this one on this boot. I've had this one on this boot. And I put Renovator around the welt because it's looking very dark, and I've had the napper inside, which it did initially while it was still wet. it obviously looked like it was getting in and everything, but I don't know if that's done a great deal, but it can't do any harm. It must have gone in a little bit. That's the Napa Queen.
You know, they are just 100 times better. This one, whatever was done to it, is still a little bit darker. It might look worse on the camera than it does out here, but yeah, are you going to take some pictures outside of these, or have you done all your pictures?
No, I'll do them outside.
Right, because it looks, you know, it looks really good here. Sometimes the camera picks up a little bit more than you want it to, and it exaggerates it. But I think they look absolutely fine, and they are wearable. You know, when you crease them and press them, they're going to lighten, because that's what this leather's like. You know, you just see that there where I've rubbed my hands on there, and you see the oils come to the surface, and then that's the whole thing with these. Paul said, what did you say this chap had put on these?
Renomat.
Renomat and
What's that other one called, Rob?
Decapant, is it? Or Decatant?
yeah, and what is that exactly?
It's that stripper for when you're
Stripper,
dying, isn't it?
yeah. So anyway, this is the whole truth of all this and tidying them up. It just takes forever, Rob says. You've either got to be really passionate and do it yourself, or you've got to be doing it all the time and buying your products in the gallons and getting a good price for them, because the time and effort that you'll see in the video of him what he's been doing, you know.
Well,
it
I
just
lost the will to live it.
oh,
It?
you will.
And that's why I didn't film the cleaning bit, because I was dejected, sat on my kitchen table.
I don't like just polishing a shoe. You know, people do all the finger polishing, all the. No, it's great, but that's if you've got time and you want to do it, and it's great, and you strip them and clean them and everything. I think it's fabulous, and I see some beautiful results.
I've done
and
my
I
best.
would like other people to do that for me.
Because it were a subscriber.
Yes.
And I've used 4 different cleaners. I probably wouldn't have even done that if they were my own shoes.
No.
But I wanted them to be right.
Well, he's a lovely chap. He's been in with a couple of pair for repairing as well. So
it's not a viable thing.
No, it's
I probably spent 4 hours messing about with them.
We're going to ask him for a little donation for Rob, just to you know, make the pain go away. But you know, just not something that we think you can do really that viable, really, unless you get quicker at it, Rob. Unless you stop arsing
I
about.
don't know how you can do a cookie, because once it goes wrong, you start it,
Yes.
and then the first cleaner didn't work. You think, oh, I might as well try that other one.
Yeah.
And you keep doing it, and then by that, 3 hours has gone by. You're like, what the hell? So if you were charging for that, it's not a viable thing, is it?
So what would help? You'd need to find out what went on in the first place, what caused the problem.
I want this video to get 1 million views first, so it earns more than £3.94.
Yeah. Cleaning videos and whatnot. I don't know how exciting they are, but you know, they're not the best. But it's the truth is what you got to do with your shoes. And it's all right seeing somebody that's been doing it all their life, and the you know, the make it look easy, and then you start at it, and it's, have you got the product for this, the product for that, the right product, and it just is an absolute nightmare. But they have come up well, and I think, you know, the big ingredient is time, effort, and a bit of passion. That's the big ingredient. Somebody who really wants to produce something, and that's a big thing. So I think if you get your shoes and you start doing anything to them, you know, you're going to get better than some of the, what am I saying, complete waffle. Anyway, that's the video. There's going to be a couple of shots of these, and yeah, I'll better stop this video. Okay,
Let's end it.
Let's end it. Yep. Bye.